And I'm back with another video, and today I'm talking about soft skills, essential soft skills for software developers, software engineers, however you want to refer to yourself. Now, soft skills are some of the most underrated and underused skills in software development. You should be concentrating on them just as much as you are learning to code. And there's a reason for it. In software engineering, there used to be this old sort of accolade or this old mindset that it's just one person alone bashing away at the keyboard, you know, that old hacker sort of mentality where it's just an individual. It's not like that anymore. It hasn't been like that for a long time. In most recent time, software engineering is a team sport, and we all know there's no I in software engineering, but there's no I in team. Now, with that, soft skills have become essential. You cannot get a promotion, you cannot go up to a senior lead or a tech lead or an engineering management unless you have good or extremely well managed soft skills. Now, I'm going to keep this video short, and what I'm going to go is through the top 5 soft skills which you need as a software engineer. I'm also going to give you practical examples on how to improve them or work on them in your own time, not just on the job, so you can improve yourself and become a better overall developer, move up the ladder quicker. Now, number 1 on our list for essential soft skills for software engineers or developers is communication. Why do I do communication? I can talk, yes, but communication is not just about talking. It's about who you're talking to, how you're talking to them, it's how you're listening. These are all parts of communication. Now, think about it. As a software engineer, you often have to explain complex information to people who may not understand it. How well you can understand something and clearly articulate it can have a huge impact on how far you can get promoted and how well you can do in your career. When working for a company, we have to remember we are not just dealing with other developers, we're dealing with stakeholders, we're dealing with management, we're dealing with the end customer sometimes, and we're also dealing with many other people who we will have to adapt our communication style to and have to understand how to talk to them. Now, let's not forget, communication is not just about speaking skills, there's also written skills and listening skills. They are all vitally important, and they all come together, which are going to help you get promoted quicker, earn more money at the end of the day, and have a better, more fulfilling career. Now, 3 ways which you can improve your communication skills. Let's start with the first one, is joining in on team collaboration and team discussions. Now, the company that you work with, they may well have brown bag sessions, or they may have sort of show and tells. It's a great place to get involved, ask questions in your company town halls, use those skills to participate, to show that you're actively listening to what's going on in the conversation, give your input and get feedback. It's a great way to do it. There's also other things like how we do our daily stand-ups. You know, don't just sort of mind yourself out, looking on your website, scooting about, and then when it's your turn to speak, just speak. Listen to what the other people are saying. You know, so and so might have said they were having an issue, maybe it's something you've got experience with, oh, so you were listening, and when it's your turn to talk, you can give some information on how to overcome that problem. It's a great opportunity, and that they are all great opportunities. Your brown bag sessions, your town halls, your open communication sessions, your stand-ups, to improve your verbal communication and your active listening. A second way of improving your communication skills is getting involved in writing blogs. Now, you don't have to be a great writer. There's things like Grammarly out there which help, and as you develop and as you write more, you will get better at your grammar, etc. Like I did. I was terrible at it, but I started using Grammarly, etc. to get better. Contributing towards technical information, technical blogs, or writing your own blog is a great way to improve your writing skills and really find your writing voice, a very important aspect of communication, especially if in the future you're thinking that you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to develop a software product which you may want to sell. It has a huge benefit, trust me, I know. And a third good way to improve your communication skills is public speaking. Now, I know, extremely frightening. I mean, look at me, I'm here behind the camera. It's not exactly public speaking, but I have done public speaking, and it really does help. Even being on YouTube helps me because I'm speaking continuously and I have to think about what I say, I have to write it down, and it's really helping me find my voice in terms of getting out information clearly, concisely, and trying to get to the point without too much mumble. So with them 3 things, you should be able to improve your communication skills, which is one of the essential soft skills for developers. Number 2 on our list for essential soft skills for software developers, problem solving. Companies don't hire us because we're a master of a language or a framework. They hire us because we are problem solvers. We can help them solve the problem of moving a product from A to B. We can help them solve the problem of communication with their customers. We can help them overcome the issues which their customers are facing. That is why we are hired. So problem solving is an extremely important soft skill for software developers. Now, how can we improve our problem solving skills? Because problem solving is all about logic and the way we think. So there are 3 small things you can do to help improve your problem solving. Now, the first one is obviously taking on challenges, puzzles, or coding competitions, or get involved with coding competitions, or things like LeetCode and HackerRank. Now, I know you always get told to do these things for interviews, but sometimes they're good to do just because they help you think about the code and some complex logic and how to solve an issue that, how to solve a given issue that you've been given to solve. Now, I do like to get involved with competitions. I like to do quizzes. I like to keep brain teasers on my phone. just because it helps me keep active in my thinking and it gives me something to do that's away from code. But then with code, I do like to solve problems as well. I might just get involved with a framework, or I might do some open source, or I might just jump on some HackerRank or LeetCode just to make sure that my skills are up to date and I'm still thinking logically and soundly. The second way to get better at problem solving is a bit of a more proactive approach. It's actually learning how to break down a large problem into smaller, more minute pieces. And what this allows you to do is allows you to break down each section to smaller, less complex problems, which obviously then will add up to solving a more complex problem. It allows you to tackle the problem in smaller chunks, and it allows you to build a more efficient system, and also think about how these smaller pieces are going to come together to solve this problem in a larger, more complex piece. The third and another proactive piece on how to get better at problem solving is actually taking advice or mentorship from people who are better at problem solving. So our senior engineers, our tech lead, asking them how they would approach a particular problem that you may be facing. Now, with this in mind, I would also take the time to try it yourself first and then ask obviously for more advice on how they would do it. And quite often what you'd find is that they would have a more efficient, better way of tackling the problem, and that's something for you to remember in the future or to try and implement over yours to get a better end result. Number 3 on our list for essential soft skills for software engineers is time management. Time management is hugely important, and I know what you're thinking, I'm always at my desk on time, but that isn't time management. Okay, that is time management, but time management is a lot more complex than that. When we're talking about time management of software engineers, do not forget we often work nowadays in agile methodologies. We work in sprints, so it's very important to understand the times and how that's going to affect on your deliverables, right? Don't forget, as a team, as a squad, and as an individual, you have to deliver a feature or a product on time. If you're not aware of the times that you're delivering on, then you are going to be the delay to your team. You could end up causing a breakdown of communication, affects the number 1 soft skill, because you're not paying attention to your time scale and to your deliverables, and you don't understand how important active time management it can be on what you're trying to deliver. Now, one way to get better at time management is obviously through agile. Like we've already spoke about, agile methodologies allow us to break down a product or a feature into a sprint over 2 weeks, which we can then vote upon to see, well, we can use story point and see how hard we think this is going to be and how long we think it's going to take to deliver. So it's very important to have good, accurate estimates of how difficult a piece of work is going to be. Another way to get better at your time management is to make sure you're not taking on too much work. Stick with one ticket, especially while you're developing in your early years, and do it until it's complete. Trying to take on 2, 3, 4 tickets just so it looks good on the board, or you're trying to keep up with the other developers, is a great way to run yourself down, get snowed under, and probably make a huge mess of what you're trying to deliver. And a third way to get better at time management, again like we spoke about in terms of problem solving, is breaking the task down into smaller pieces. So breaking it down to solve it easier also allows you to tackle it quicker. Number 4 on our list of essential soft skills for software engineers, adaptability. Now, adaptability is huge, not just in terms of software development, but in terms of our day-to-day lives. We are always constantly on the go. We need to know how to move, we need to know how to change things. Just nowadays, things just are getting thrown at us to change so quick. We need to know how to move and react under pressure. And at the rate things change in technology, we need to be able to move, pivot, and understand things and information very, very quickly, but also be able to adapt to change. You know, you might be working with a particular language or framework, JavaScript or React, but it may not be suitable for the project that you're working on. And you may need to I need to do a bit of back end now with it might have to be Node or Python, something totally different. But you need to be adaptable to be able to say, okay, I can pick this up and I can take on this challenge. Now, a great way to stay proactive in terms of how to be adaptable is always be open to change in terms of your mindset. Getting sort of stuck into this mindset of this is what I do and this is all I'm going to do is very detrimental when it comes to building a successful career in software engineering. It might have worked 30 years ago, but in modern day engineering it's not very efficient and it will not get you far in your career. Another way to improve your adaptability skills is to stay abreast of information which is already out there. So keeping up to date with tech blogs and tech information will allow you to be on the forefront of new information that's coming through. So if there's a new release for a framework or a library coming through that's going to have breaking changes on the work that you've got, you'd already know about it before it affects you, or before somebody updates it and ruins the whole thing before you even get a chance to update. Number 5, last but not least on our list of essential soft skills for software engineers, teamwork. Teamwork could be number 1, but this list is not in terms of importance. It's just 5 important soft skills which every software engineer should have. Teamwork is vitally important. As I said at the beginning of the video, software engineering engineering is not an individual sport. It's not just one person out banging out code. It doesn't happen anymore. Teamwork. It's all about teamwork. It's all about supporting each other. It's about delivering on time, and it's about helping each other rise to the challenge. Now, a lot of times in software engineering, we have to do things like working cross-functionally. That means working with a squad who might not be our direct team. Say, for example, working with the data team to arrange some data being delivered. Working cross-function is an essential skill and part of teamwork which will see you grow in your career. Things like active listening, being proactive in support, and helping others are all essential skills for team working. Communication and collaboration are huge, and just being a person who people can come and speak to will see you go very, very far in your career. Now, one of the things people often overlook is mentoring. Mentoring is a huge aspect of teamwork, and it's also something which people don't realize will get you promoted quicker. To go from senior engineer or mid-level engineer up to senior or tech lead requires a lot of mentoring skills and patience. Now, those are 5 essential soft skills for software engineers or developers. I'd love to hear if you've got any more which you think are more important, or how you are actively trying to improve those soft skills which we've gone over to improve your career. As always, please like, subscribe, because I've got a lot more content coming and I absolutely love doing this.